I have gone in way over my head with 5 characters in 5 different places, and everybody getting 12 minutes of play in 2 hours is no good. So I'm going to be a little more conclusive this time, and I also want to be a little more organized. We actually have 4 places to concern ourselves tonight. We have 2 hours. So that makes half an hour each.
Mission impossible.
Yeah, exactly. But to make somebody wait an hour and a half for their half hour, I don't really want to do that.
No.
So I'm going to try to do 15 minute, 15 minute, 15 minute.
Okay.
So that everything gets played and, with any luck, brought forward a little bit.
Starting the timer.
No, I don't know how well.
2 hours to accomplish the mission. It's a good plot.
Let's see.
I just want to know what you and Osborne are to do now that you have 3 goblins, one of whom he has just wounded.
Yeah.
Because one of them, probably the one he wounded, which doesn't seem very nice, untied him.
The closest one.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, I have a plan.
You do?
Yeah, just for the next round at least.
Well, that's fantastic. Let's. We actually didn't have a map for our underground situation, which is why we have one now.
Great.
These are separate.
Yeah.
These are what are called geomorphs. You are supposed to take them and put them together in any way you want to. But we are only concerning ourselves with this isolated one. This is the way that you came in.
Yeah.
And remember, I said there was a bit of a delay until you heard the voices, and then sure enough, there was a door right there that you had to do this, and just as you were doing this, they were looking, and so there was no surprise, right? So that's where you came in, and this is where all of the problems have happened. Over here is where Osborne was tied up.
Yeah.
Whether he was standing in a particularly Captain Kirk manly kind of tortured way, or whether they had him strapped down, if that's your thing, I will just let you decide on your own.
Let's go for the correct version.
And the map has added more and much better detail than I did last time. As you can see on the opposite side, it is open to a sewer pool. And it is helpfully supplied with altar materials. Remember, I told you that there was the sign of the Church of Law. Well, those are the 2 little shrine type things between which he was being tortured. Yeah. And then on the other side, bounded by the sewer water, is the goblin-esque. Well, more of the big law. Yeah. Remember, I said there was a great big. The great big city. Yeah, that's
okay.
The one in the water.
Yeah,
because that's cooler than
much
what
cooler.
I had said. Yeah. So that's our map. Yeah.
And a few of them ran off, I guess.
Yes,
you have deeper into the sewers.
Sure.
Yeah.
They probably scampered past the whole thing, chuckling, on their way out that door, or maybe down that corridor.
Yeah. Well, my plan is quite easy. It's just commanding the biggest one to flee.
Oh, another command.
Yeah.
No, you came.
I came prepared for social interactions.
That's right. Okay. And that's quite quick.
Yeah, but it's
this is spellcasting. Yeah. Well, let's see here. Yes, it is initiative, but their attention is taken with Osborne. And besides, spellcasting precedes melee anyway. So let's roll initiative.
In case.
Regarding what will happen later. But the spellcasting will happen first. Set up that way.
Yeah. 4.
I get a 6. Okay. So, still, like I said,
So things
Command.
on flee.
And as I recall, they don't even get a saving throw. They have to be bigger creatures for that. So cross off the command,
Yes,
and I will remove that one. Fantastic.
Yep.
The others, now this is quite interesting. This is a morale check.
Yep.
This is very clearly a morale check. So I'm going to.
Did they notice that the first ones run away?
They have now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so it should be.
And as long as we remember that we have a little time to consider that it wasn't just a split second, they're certainly aware that the ones who ran off did so voluntarily and perfectly happy to let them deal with our risen and irritated victim.
Yeah.
So let's do the quick encounter reactions. Oh, it should be morale. Morale scores. Perfect. 67. Oh, I'm getting good at this. Right when this book drives me past the limits of sanity is when I'm going to be good at it. Maybe that's the same thing. Morale check. Faced by obviously superior force. Yes. Yes. That would be that one. 5%. Leaders slain or deserts. Right, yeah. Okay, I get a 29, which puts them at a 59. 51% or greater for morale failure. Surrender.
Ooh. Nice.
Not flee.
Yeah.
Surrender. They stands down. And the one who Osborne hurt stands behind the other two. So that's their move. They won initiative, but their initiative was to check morale. Go first. So there you go. Osborne looks at them, remembers that he's a good guy, reconsiders, remembers, and looks at you, and seizes his holy symbol from where it had been flung.
Yeah.
No, wait, would they have flung it? No, they would have hung it on their little shrine.
Yeah.
Right. He looks at it, and that's when he looks at you and he says, we have plots in the depths of our own church, Martin.
Yes, very troubling. I think you should return to the main temple and stay hidden for a while. I look into the events in this area.
We'll help. Just one of the fellows.
Yeah. In evil, I guess.
It's gotta. There can't be like alignment languages are just a mess and it can't be. You can just recognize what they are because
this could be like a dialect or nuance.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of language on what they might be.
Yeah.
But it's. I don't know. We're just going to have to treat it as non-problematic and not worry our heads why. So here is the deal. Well, Osborne is saying, well, this can't be permitted. I mean, these wretched little beings certainly cannot be permitted to operate beneath our very feet.
As I said, I look into it.
He leans over at them and says, speak up. What is it you have here in this place? What is this place? And they fawn on him. Oh, we most puissant priest of the Church of Law. We serve, we are the underbelly of the law. We are the ones who make they start explaining themselves in fairly obvious ways. And he's I just need B. Osmore for a minute here. He's like, silence with all of your fibs and all of your justifications. There is no room for justification when it comes to the purposes of the law. All of you should be very ashamed of yourselves.
I think they are.
Talk to Martin about it. He is very trustworthy and heroic and has suffered greatly for the church this day and the day before.
Absolutely. Wink.
Oh, you suck. It says, and now, what have you to bequeath to the church officially and openly so that I may know that you mean it?
Osmore.
The
Observe, they have brought some form of order to a stinking sewer. They must be doing something right.
Precisely. But this must be formalized and it must be openly acknowledged and it must be consecrated.
Yes, you're right.
You see to the details here, I will take their tribute there. You may have noticed Osmore cares a lot about people giving stuff to the church. He nails that down every single time. Somewhat reluctantly, they will take what is apparently a shield. There's in the big symbol of the law is actually painted on this shield that is hanging there. Takes it down. He says, "This is mighty. We have done great deeds today." And he looks at them and says, he makes a gesture and says, "Go forth." You're forgiven. and so yes. Okay. Well, that was easy. All right then. One spell, one reaction. I guess that makes sense.
All it takes.
Yeah, well, in the right place.
Yeah.
Murder some other time.
Most innocent.
Okay, now for you, it's a little bit more complex because of the big social space and the great big battlefield situation that you are in. But I'm going to clarify that you have basically said, no, the Bloodhawks are taking care of Bast. The Kaelint people on the pyramid, they don't get to have him. They wanted him. But I'm refreshing or reviewing from last time. And that the person you report to, whose name is E.F. Stides, F. Stides, F, is random fantasy name generators for Dungeons and Dragons are very, very, very weird. Because they can't approach like actual real names for some reason. So you get algorithms. So let's see here. Where's the map I'm looking for? Here. So again, you are well aware that your whole scenario, your fighting occurred here and here. Now we are talking about gathering here in front of the pyramid. They have just unveiled or revealed on their big banner the very similar sigil of law. And they are claiming that they are here in religious solidarity and unity. And therefore there is a confusion and a rush to try to find some religious representation here. The best they can do is a couple of people who serve in a support capacity who were back here for the military band. But they are they seem confused and out of their zone. They are kind of like dead-end career battle company chaplains. They are not, power movers and shakers in church policy or anything like that. And so, they look like soldiers of a kind of middling grade, and they're not as impressive as you would hope to have confront this apparently extremely organized and apparently motivated communication from the people you were just fighting. So F says to you, this is looking really ugly. We don't want to be, if we get censured by the Church of Law for interfering in some policy deal of theirs, it'll go very badly for us. So I'll rely on you to gather the people that are wounded here, anybody in the survivors, as quickly as you can. I'm going to signal to the troops in the back, the people who were manning the trebuchet. We're going to basically reorganize and get the hell out of range of whatever it is these people have in mind, because I don't like the look of them. F is kind of the opposite of the chaplains that I just mentioned. He looks like he's been around a few battlefields and a few ups and downs, and he's treating you very much as an immediate second in command. You dominated the events here. The fighters know it, and he knows it. So you seem to have been upgraded, at least for practical purposes at the moment. So what are your thoughts on what to do?
Has F said anything?
Well, he wanted you to organize the wounded and the people who fought with you so that you can proceed back away from the pyramid and join him as he organizes them for withdrawal.
Well, it sounds sound, so.
Okay, yeah, good enough. So as this is proceeding, Vast says, I am your prisoner. I'm remanded to the Bloodhawks. He pronounces the word badly. He doesn't know what a Bloodhawk is. So, are you going? What do you want to do with Vast? Do you want to keep him in your custody and take him back as a prisoner of war with the Bloodhawks? It's being negotiated by them in some way. Do you want to let him go? I mean, I'm not suggesting anything. It's completely up to you.
No, I'm say alternative, say personal.
Okay. Yeah, he's obedient to this. So you guys are proceeding through these orders. Meanwhile, the priests have come up and are going to enter into a dialogue on the stairs. Something to do with churchy stuff, I am sure. And that's when the top of the pyramid explodes in bright, icy light. And the two chaplains are basically overwhelmed and by the light, and they fall, in supplication